Dzxl Special Coverage.
Naman pong Rappler, aside sa itong issues, nag-intervene amount, malios, hindi naman yung amount na yung pinag-uusapan at binaliktad. Kaya ako matatawag na fake news, malis, sobrang malisok. Meron po, pakita niyo po, regarding revolutionary government, AFP, DND, assure Robredo, no support for it. Yung side lang ni Robredo yung pinakinggan nila. Tapos ngayon, sinasabi nila na ganon. Tanungin nyo si SND, tinanong ba nila? Kung sinabi ni SND yun? Chief of Staff Guerrero, tinanong ba nila? Kung sinabi nila yun? Masyado malisyoso. Iniintriga nila si SND, si Guerrero, kay Pangulo, para magalit si boss sa kanila. Yan yung mga fake news na sinasabi ko. Sana kinuha muna nila ang panig ni SND at saka ni Sisa. Another, vlog lang po ito hindi ko alam kung sinong another classic example of fake news. Please pakiano nung hindi niya ma-play. Ito, lumabas na isang araw. Pero yung puro mga litrato dyan, litrato nung story ng CMS, picture ni Lorenzana, DND, assure Robredo, no support for... CMS, picture ni Lorenzana, DND, assure Robredo, no support for... Nangingintriga po. Inuudyokan ang Pilipino na magrevolusyon kasi malapit na yung EDSA anniversary. Alam niyo po, nagsalita na ang Pilipino with 16 million votes. Hanggang ngayon, ang popularity ni President Duterte, 80%. Kasi po, alam ng tao nagtatrabaho siya. Hindi pa ba sapat ito na mandato ng Pilipino? Inuudyokan nila na mag-EDSA 3. Sa tingin niyo ba, magpapaloko pang mga sundalo? Alam naman nila na mahal ng Pangulo ang kasundaluhan. Nagtatrabaho, hindi po sa inaano ko si Pangulo. Ako kasi yung nakakakita araw-araw sa ginagawa niya. Nagtatrabaho araw-araw kahit sa edad niya. Nakita niyo naman, 9 na beses pumunta ng Marawi. Inaabot ng gabi sa lugar ng digmaan. Ito ang Pangulo nagpapakamatay sa bayan. Ngayon, I am fully requesting the Senate na ipatawag naman ulit to resume the hearings on fake news at ipatawag ang gumagawa nito. At sagutin nila ang pang-intriga, pag-udyok at paninira. Pwede naman siguro sa Public Order and Security or any appropriate committee. This is serious. Inintrigan nyo ang Chief of Staff, ang SND, na alam naman natin matatalino at magagalang ang mga to. Ang problema sa fake news na ito, ang satisfaction nilang sumulat ng paninira. Rappler, sana sumulat naman kayo ng magagandang pangyayari. Makakatulog pa ba kayo niyan? Para na rin kayo nakapatay ng tao, makonsensya naman kayo. Biktima ako dito. I am challenging Rappler and Inquirer to put on your headline tomorrow. Paano naman? Kailan nyo ba sinulat na Bongo, innocent and did not intervene? Bakit puro intervene? Puro bad news. Alam kong alam nyo. Alam nyo, ang nangyari, you are undermining the duly constituted authorities. President Duterte is mandated by the people. Nagsalita na ang taong bayan. Antayin na lang po ninyo ang inyong panahon. Nagmamadali po masyado kayo. 2022, uwi na po kami ng Davao. Salamat.
Thank you, Secretary Bongo. To our FYC, Impedrad.
Yes, Your Honor.
For the record, ano po ang papili niyo
Senator
sa
Pacquiao.
Frigate Acquisition
Excuse
Project?
me. Before you continue, para Senator Grace will not lose her train of thought, Senator Grace po would like to manifest something for the record.
Okay.
With the permission
With
of
your
Senator Pacquiao, dahil po nabanggit ninyo yung sa fake news at ito po ay sa public information, ako po ay nagpapasalamat na nilalabas ninyo yung importansya nito na malaman ng ating mga kababayan ang tamang impormasyon. I assure you that we are having the next meeting also with other social media companies being present. I understand how you feel. Minsan po lahat tayo nabibiktima. Halimbawa, ang isang kasulatan o isang impormasyon ginagawa ng ibang headline na wala namang talagang referral doon sa mga nakasulat. So, yun po ay ating didinigin. Maraming salamat, Senator Pacquiao.
Thank you, Senator po.
Thank you,
Senator
Mr.
Pacquiao, please,
Chairman.
continue.
Ano po ang inyong papel sa Frigate Acquisition Project?
Your Honor, I was the former chairman of the technical working group nung nagkaroon ng bidding para sa Frigate Acquisition Project.
Parang personal ito. Do you have the capability to verify, validate, and confirm if the NSI CMS is truly compatible?
We went to a ship during the PQ, Your Honor. We inspected the newest frigate of the Republic of Korean Navy. That includes a member of the technical working group. And we saw for ourselves na yung ikakabit na CMS sa frigate natin was installed in the newest frigate of the Korean Navy. That is our basis why we...
Yes,
was
my question is, do you have the capability to verify, validate, and confirm?
We don't have, Your Honor.
You don't have? Okay. How would you ensure the personnel's capability in operating the frigates? Paano nyo masigurado yung mga personnel natin na alam nila i-operate yung frigates natin?
Before the frigate will be delivered, Your Honor, our personnel, we will be coming up with crew that will proceed to Korea, that is 6 months or even 1 year before the delivery to do training. Sabi nga nung ng Hyundai, if the if the subsystems that will be delivered to our ship will be Korean products, it is the Korean Navy that will train our personnel.
Ilang buwan sila mag-training?
Sir, the entire crew will go there 3 months before, but some of the more important technical subsystems, pupunta yung ating mga crew, mga 6 months before the delivery of the ship.
Okay. Sa sistema natin ngayon, ano pa ba talaga ang kulang natin to modernize our equipment in Philippine Navy?
Sir, we have a lot of concerns in the Navy, Your Honor. But for me, the future of naval warfare is submarine warfare. And I believe that if we want to get the respect of other foreign countries or foreign navy, we should acquire our submarines. Kasi yan ang mahirap hanapin. Sabi nga nila, mahirap kalabanan yung kalaban na hindi natin nakikita. So if we have the submarines, I'm sure the other powerful navies will respect the Philippine Navy if we get a submarine, Your Honor.
Okay, let's proceed to the issue of Hanwha systems. What is the capability of Hanwha systems to produce the combat management system despite of separation from Thales?
Actually, Your Honor, after the separation, Hanwha continues to provide combat management system to the Korean Navy. Just last February of this year, a new Korean frigate was delivered, and what was installed there is the ICMS combat management system. That was manufactured by the Hanwha system, yung company niyan, Your Honor.
There is an allegation from Thales that by choosing Naval Shield, the selected equipment would provide the Philippine Navy with a less capable warship. What can you say about this?
That's not true, Your Honor, because during the SOBE, as I said a while ago, nung SOBE and post-qualification, the technical working group already passed as qualified, rated pass and qualified Hanwha CMS. And ang issue kasi dito, Your Honor, is about TDL 16. Tama yung sabi ni Senator Escudero that yung TDL 16 naman ay ikakabit din naman ng Hanwha before the delivery of the ship. So bakit natin pag-aawayan yung TDL 16? Ang gusto kasi, yung sinasabi kasi ni Commodore Villa, ang issue is the compatibility with TDL 16. Pero nagbigay na ng conformance yung Hanwha that the TDL 16 is compatible to ICMS and that before the delivery of the ship, which is 2020, ikakabit din naman yung TDL 16. So bakit pag-aawayan pa yung TDL 16? We cannot disqualify Hanwha because ang sabi is hindi compatible sa TDL 16. But as the FOIC PN, if the ship will be delivered and the Hanwha system will not be compatible to the TDL 16, we will not accept the ship when it's delivered in 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I have no further question.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Pacquiao.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
May request for 10 minutes. So we'll just present the PowerPoint namin. Kaya na pa namin gusto pakita to. Bigyan ng issue. Because there are a lot of information that we'll already supply those questions that you may ask.
Thank you, Secretary Lorenzana. True to form, you anticipated the chairman.
Yes, sir.
So, okay.
Mr. Chairman, I will not be asking too many questions, so if
With
it's all right with the
permission
Secretary.
of Secretary Lorenzana. Next.
Mr. Chairman, may I know why you said he was able to anticipate? What class were you in, Secretary Lorenzana?
Class 73, Senator.
So you plebo ka ni
Plebo ako ni
Senator Ronasan?
Senator Ronasan, sir.
What squad were you in? Lacson or Ronasan?
Both, sir. I served them both. Squad leader ko pareho sila.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for the compliment, Secretary Lorenzana. With the permission of Secretary Lorenzana, we'll recognize Senator Subiri
Yes, sir.
for a few questions, and then I'll ask the others who are on the order of in which they arrived, no, for permission, so that those who want to present PowerPoint presentations, no, to make PowerPoint presentations, will be given opportunity to give those who will ask questions a broader view.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
That's
so,
sir.
Senator Subiri?
Thank you, Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Secretary. Just to be short, I won't be asking too many questions because I fully support the Navy procurement program and modernization. Yung akin lang kay Secretary Bongo, hindi to katanungan because I'd like to put on record, I have known Secretary Bongo for almost 20 years, Mr. Chairman, when he was then a young executive assistant of then Congressman Rodrigo Roa Duterte. And, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to put on record, not once did I hear anything, any complaint against him. Ni minsan po ako nakarinig ng mga complaints laban sa kanya during that time when his principal was a congressman and mayor of Davao City. Silingan man punta, taga Mindanao pud ko. I'm from Bukidnon, you're from Davao. We share the same boundary. Dito ko gauli sa Bukidnon, muhagi kog Davao. We have a lot of friends who are in business in Davao. Being chairman of the Committee on Trade and Industry, marami po tayong nakakausap na businessmen na gumagawa ng negosyo sa Davao City. At minsan silang narinig na masama na ginawa si Secretary Bongo. Each time they would ask assistance to him to facilitate para hindi sila ma-red tape, never si Secretary Bongo humingi ng lagay, ng fixer's fee, ng porsyento sa negosyo, wala. He just did his job judiciously, religiously, and he did it well. Kaya, all of this that's coming out now, I agree, is fake news. Ayaw nga niya mailagay sa limelight, Mr. Chairman. Sa totoo lang, when he's being photographed and the President is there, binagagalitan niya yung mga nagpapafoto sa kanya dahil ayaw niya mangibabaw sa kanyang principal. And to put it lightly, the only time that he allows himself to shine and be on the limelight is when he's on top of the stage singing his karaoke songs. Magaling po yan kumanta, Chairman. Sa totoo lang. That's the only time. And he does this off hours. Pag nakapahinga na po ang ating Pangulo sa kanyang tahanan. You know, he has characteristics, Mr. Chairman, that are solely lacking in many public officials and public servants. Loyalty, humility, and honesty. So I can vouch for his credibility, knowing him for that long. So, Secretary, ako hindi naniniwala dyan sa mga fake news na yan. Having said that, at hindi po ako tinawagan ni Secretary, I haven't spoken to him for months, siguro weeks, matagal na kami din nag-usap, kaya hindi to planted information. This comes from the heart, being a fellow Mindanaoan and neighbor in Mindanao. Having said all this, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to also share this. Yesterday, pag-uwi ko galing Cagayan de Oro, riding in Cebu Pacific on my way home, landing on my way back to Manila, I looked on the left side of my window at may nakita po akong napakagandang barko. And this was the U.S. aircraft carrier, I forget which USS, Carl Vinson, was parked on the left side. And I said, wow, ang ganda naman nito. It's so imposing, napakaganda, napaka-iba ang dating nitong barko na ito. And I said to myself, kailan kaya tayo magkakaganito? And I said, now is the time, under the President's watch, that we truly modernize our armed forces, lalo-lalo ating mga Navy personnel. And for the record, I'm truly supportive of the modernization program, especially on the frigates. Not only frigates, but also patrol ships. And ang sinabi, and you hit the nail right on the head, Admiral Empedrad, is the need for submarines. Almost all the major ASEAN neighbors have this. Thailand has submarines, Malaysia has submarines, Indonesia has submarines, even Vietnam has submarines. Tayo lang ang wala at napakalawak na ating coastline, and we're having external and internal threats. Tama po sinabi mo, itong pinakamahirap hanapin, itong mga submarines na ito. Even a diesel-run, battery-powered submarine coming from the modern suppliers is sufficient enough. And I think, alam po ni Secretary ito because he went to Russia, I believe President Putin even had mentioned to the President, because the President himself told us this in a dinner, na nag-offer po si President Putin sa atin ng submarine. I think we should take that offer. So my question actually is not on the men and women of the Navy and the Armed Forces, because they only deserve the best. They deserve the best. Admiral Mercado, you're doing a good job because your people deserve the best. Sometimes, unfortunately, the cheapest is not the best. At dyan po ang limitations ng ating Procurement Act. Kaya ang katanungan ko po ay nandito kay Secretary Loenzana, and of course I'll start with Secretary Jokno, on how to improve the procurement law to best equip our military, lalo na our Navy, in patrolling our shores for external and internal defense. So, Secretary Ben, are there steps done by your office, Sec, on how we can improve the procurement program, lalo na on the defense spending? And if you have proposals to amend the Procurement Act on exemptions when it comes to necessary equipment for our men and women of the armed forces?
Napakalawak po ng tanong na yan, no? Baka abutin tayo ng ilang oras dito. But to make the long story short, I think the procurement reform law right now is reputed to be one of the best in the world. Okay, and you don't need to amend the law because we can just change the IRR, implementing rules and regulations. But I'm open to any improvement in the procurement reform law for as long as you can guarantee that the new procurement law that will come out of Congress is better than the existing Procurement Act. Kasi baka mangyari po ay mas ma-water down, mas pumangit po yung procurement reform law natin. No? And marami pong modality naman eh. In fact, pero tayong government to government, and I think we have done that. No? kung kailangan yung talagang security reason, hindi kailangan naka-expose yung mga detalye. And it's just a matter of, to me, the right implementation of the law. Kasi hindi po natin makakaila na marami po din na ginigame nila yung system, yung procurement law. No? And in fact, from what I heard here, dapat hindi ho nangyayari talaga yun na after the award, or na post-qual na, papaltan mo pa yung detalye. That is really one way of circumventing the procurement law.
The reason I take this up, Mr. Secretary, Sir Secretary, and Mr. Chairman, is because minsan yan po nagiging hadlang sa mga implementation na ng mga projects. Dahil yung lowest bidder, which is not necessarily the best equipment, dito I'm only talking about the Armed Forces modernization program, ay minsan yung second o yung lowest bidder ay nagpa-file po ng kaso sa korte at nagiging hadlang sa implementation ng pagbili nito mga kagamitan nito na kailangan nating men and women of the armed forces. I've heard ilang hearing na po na nangyari, not only in this Congress but in several other Congresses, na the delay of the delivery, ang kawawa po ng ating mga kapatid sa armed forces, lalo na for the Air Force, we need more military aircraft, to bring in and out of the combat zones our men and women. And tama sinabi nga ni
Magandang hapon mga kasama, narito na mga balita sa oras na ito. Tunisian terrorist na naaresto sa Maynila iniharap sa Department of Justice. Kasama natin sa balita, Rajuman Joyce Adra.
Dzxl Report.
Dinala sa Department of Justice ang Tunisian na sinasabing kasapi ng ISIS na naaresto sa Ermita, Maynila noong Biyernes. Si Femi Lasqued alias John Rashid Lazond ay isinailalim sa inquest proceedings. Ayon kay Senior State Prosecutor Peter Ong, ginawa kahapon ng inquest proceedings sa Philippine Army Headquarters. Iniharap ngayon sa DOJ si Lasqued para sa kanyang waiver of detention. Si Lasqued at ang kasama nitong babae na si Annabel Monserral Salipada ay kinasuhan ng paglabag sa Republic Act 9516 of Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act. Naaresto ang dalawa sa tinutuloyan nitong apartment sa Adriatico Street sa Ermita noong Biyernes. Nabawi sa kanila ng pulisya ang isang baril, mga bala at mga materyales sa paggawa ng bomba. Kasama mo sa Department of Justice, Rajuman Joyce Collantes Adra, Dzxl 558, Tatak RMN.
Maraming salamat, Rajuman Joyce Adra. Samantala mga kasama, kongresista muling hiniling na parusahan ang mga nasa likod ng patuloy na aberya sa MRT. Kasama natin sa balita, Rajuman Conde Batak.
Muling ang kinalampag ni Buhay Party List Representative Lito Atienza na parusahan ang mga nasa likod ng palpak na serbisyo ng MRT3. Ayon kay Atienza, lumalala at nababawasan pa ang bumabiyahing mga tren kada araw kung saan libo-libo mga commuters ang wala na halos masakyan. Sa kinakailangan na 15 hanggang 17 bagon na bumabiyahe na sa 3 hanggang 4 na coaches lamang ang bumabiyahe araw-araw. Git pa ni Atienza, ang publiko na lamang ang laging nagtitiis gayong ang mga contractors at government officials na nasa likod ng mga biniling tren sa China na hindi nagagamit at ang maanumalyang kontrata na pinasok sa MRT3 ay hindi man lamang napaparusahan hanggang ngayon. Sinabi pa ng kongresista na hindi sagot ang paggawad ng emergency powers sa problema sa transportasyon, partikular sa MRT. Anya, lalo lamang magiging daan ito para mangurakot ang mga opisyal dahil hindi nadataan sa bidding at procurement ang mga kukuning parts at maintenance ng MRT. Kasama mo sa kamera, Rajuman Conde Batak ng Dzxl 558, Tatak RMN.
At anibersaryo ng People Power Revolution, sasabayan ng kilos protesta ng militanteng grupo. Kasama natin sa balita, Rajuman Silvestre Labay.
Inihayag kay ME Bayan muna Secretary General Renato Reyes na inaasahang mas malaki ang gagawin nilang kilos protesta sa darating anibersaryo ng People Power sa kontrobersyo sa kontra sa planong palitan ang saligang batas o tsatsya ng Remeng Duterte kumpara umano sa mga sumusuporta sa tsatsya noong nagdaang Sabado. Ayon kay Reyes, hindi rin umano totoo ang sinasabi ni dating Chief Justice Renato Puno na malakas ang suporta sa federalismo dahil ito ang dahilan kung bakit nanalo si Duterte. Paliwanag ni Reyes, misleading umano ang naging pahayag ni Puno dahil hindi naman federalism kundi peace and order umano ang pangunahing plataforma ni Pangulong Duterte noong nakarang eleksyon. Kita nito na pilit umanong pinalalabas ngayon ng Duterte administration na malakas ang suporta ng publiko para sa Chacha, pero hindi mo na ito totoo, lalo't malakas ang pangamba ng publiko na ginagamit lamang ang Chacha para sa makasariling interes ng mga naghaharing politiko. Kasama mo sa Maynila, Radyo Man, Silvestre Labay ng Dzxl 558, Tata, RMN.
Samantala mga kasama, mamaya pong 1:30, abangan ulit ang TGP phone-in promo hatid po sa atin ng The Generic Pharmacy. At balik po tayo sa Senado, kaugnay pa rin po sa nagpapatuloy na pagdinig kaugnay sa frigate deal.
Dzxl Special Coverage.
Shipyard, magaling ang gumagawa ng mga barko dun. So I'm told my time is up. Again, thank you very much Secretary Lozana, thank you very much Secretary Jokno, Secretary Bongo, huwag ka mag-alala, lahat po kami biktima ng fake news. Kaya as far as I'm concerned, you have my support as a man of integrity. Mabuhay po kayo. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Subiri. Now we have 6 more senators who want to ask questions. But Senator Risa Hontiveros has agreed to allow Secretary Lorenzana to make his PowerPoint presentation. We have 53 minutes to go because we have a rule that when we hold the hearings in the plenary hall, we end at 2 o'clock. But Senator Risa Hontiveros has agreed to allow Secretary Lorenzana to make his PowerPoint presentation. We have 53 minutes to go because we have a rule that when we hold the hearings in the plenary hall, we end at 2 o'clock para we have time to rearrange. Now, the chair just has a request for Vice Admiral Mercado, no? And Commodore Villa. You have expressed or signified your intention to make presentations also, no? Without prejudice to whether we adjourn or we suspend the hearings, can the chair request you, for time management purposes, to provide all the senators with a copy of your PowerPoint presentation? Pagbigyan na lang muna natin si Secretary Lorenzana, no? Para kung ituloy natin yung hearing, then the senators will have a better overview. Squad leader ni Would you have violent objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. So, Secretary Lorenzana will make his PowerPoint presentation, and then the following will be the order of questions, no? With the reminder that we have now 52 minutes to go. After the S&D's presentation, Senator Hontiveros, Senator Villanueva, Senator Angara, Senator Legarda, Senator Gordon, Senator Gatchalian, and lastly, Senator Grace po. Senator,
yes, sir. Meron ako kasing kanina, sir, na opening statement. Basahin ko na lang ngayon para marinig naman ninyo. Pinaglamayan ko kagabi ito eh.
Mr. Chairman, with the permission of Secretary Lorenzana,
Senator Subiri, please.
just 30 seconds. I forgot to read the manifesto of support of solidarity. These are the men and women of the Navy who sent me a manifesto of support, a copy, as I'd like to submit this to the committee as part of the records. About 300 or so, hundreds of officers, both incumbent and retired, in full support of the Navy modernization program. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Sorry, my apologies.
So entered into the record.
Okay, sir.
Secretary Lorenzana, please.
Senator Gregorio Nathan, sir, the chairman of the Senate Committee on National Defense and Security, members of the committee, fellow civil servants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the Defense Department, I would like to thank the committee for conducting this inquiry on the status of the AFP modernization program, and particularly on the acquisition of 2 Philippine Navy frigates, which has recently come into question and inadvertently become the subject of much controversy. Unfazed by all the accusations, allegations, and malicious stories, we have come here today at the gracious invitation of the august body to shed light on the two aforementioned subjects of this inquiry and to present the facts. We at the Department of National Defense strongly believe that you, our nation's lawmakers, and the entire Filipino nation deserve no less than the truth, for according to the Holy Book, and the truth shall set us free. Free from doubt, free from falsehoods, free from the hypocrisies and hidden agendas and interest of certain individuals and groups. Up until a few years ago, because of our own neglect, we failed to raise our defense capabilities and capacity to the level required to protect our territory. Finally, we are now beginning to see a true build-up of our armed forces capability. We, like every Filipinos, would like to see that build-up continue so that we as a nation will have security, stability, and peace. For the first time in our nation's history, we have a chance to own a modern state-of-the-art military hardware, such as the 2 frigates which we are acquiring for the Philippine Navy for the first time ever. This is the biggest single procurement so far in the history of the AFP, and I signed the contract. Aside from their impressive offensive and defensive capabilities, they will serve as a shining symbol of our people who come from a proud race of seafarers and highlights our ability to defend our seas and territories. They will also serve as a manifestation of our country's march toward real independence and self-determination. Unfortunately, it appears that there is a concerted effort by some to cast doubt on the acquisition project, the entire procurement system, and the people behind it, even calling for the frigate project's cancellation. As our presentation will show later, the frigate project is above board and should have proceeded as scheduled, if not for the meddling of a certain individual and its strange fixation on a certain product. Your Honors, the issues thrown against the frigate acquisition project is hurting the very institution that is tasked to defend our country from internal and external threats. Because of personal interest, the Philippine Navy and the AF in general have been negatively affected, casting shadow on the positive accomplishments we have accumulated over the years as an institution. Your Honors, during the course of the proceedings, we will establish the following: that the completion of our modernization program, particularly the frigate acquisition program, is essential to our nation's total defense. Thus, the project should not be delayed, especially in the light of our evolving external security threats. That the Department of National Defense is ensuring that the procurement process for the frigates are done and completed strictly in accordance with our laws, namely Republic Act 9184 and Republic Act 10349. That there was a deliberate attempt to delay or stop the completion of this important project by no less than the former Flag Officer in Command, Vice Admiral Ronald Joseph Mercado. That Vice Admiral Mercado was insistent in his desire to enforce his will on the builder of the frigates, Hyundai, to install a specific brand of combat management system, or CMS, in the 2 frigates, which is clearly prohibited under our procurement law. That on several occasions, Vice Admiral Mercado challenged and usurped the authority of the Secretary of National Defense, such as directing the honors team in Korea. That Vice Admiral Mercado presently exerted his influence on the project management team and intervened in the processes and outcome of the project. That he threatened to have the contract cancelled if his prepared
Secretary
cases are
Lorenzana,
followed.
is there any way you can adjust the mic or bring it closer to you para
Yes, sir.
Some of the
Yes, sir.
senators were commenting that we need to understand your presentation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
That he threatened to have the contract cancelled if his preferred CMS was not installed. That the loss of trust and confidence of the Secretary of National Defense resulting from his actions leading to insubordination was the reason for his relief as Flag Officer in Command. That at no instance did the Office of the President and our Special Assistant or to the President, Christopher Bongo, or anyone from the Presidential Management Staff, or anyone outside the defense attempted to influence the frigate acquisition project. That if there is anyone who tried to influence the frigate project as early as the middle of 2016, it is no other than Vice Admiral Mercado. Your Honors, details of the aforementioned will be presented to you during the hearing. It is our hope that at the end of today's proceedings, you will have a greater and clearer appreciation of the facts pertaining to the AFP modernization program, and in particular, the frigate acquisition project. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Now, sir, we can show the presentation.
How many minutes is the...
Around 8 to 10 minutes, Your Honor.
Beg your pardon?
Around 8 to 10 minutes, Your Honor.
8 to 10 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please proceed. By the way, before we proceed, no, to Vice Admiral Mercado and Conrad Villa, no, mamaya, pag may time pa, after all the senators have asked, no, we might give you a chance to make your presentation. But
Mr.
it's
Chairman.
subject to the available time because...
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Senator Gordon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wondered if we could be presented all these PowerPoints ahead of time. There are 3 of them that want to present a PowerPoint, and that eats up on our ability to be able to ask the right questions. Now, if this had been presented beforehand, we could ask questions. So, may I suggest that we ask them not to submit the PowerPoint now, but to submit to us a hard copy, and should there be any reason to open the PowerPoint so that everybody can take a look at it, we can ask the right questions. Otherwise, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, we would be completely using up the time, and I really would like to ask some questions on the matter, as I'm sure the other senators have, Mr. President. So may I suggest that the PowerPoints be submitted so that our staffs can watch it in our own time, in our own offices, and then we can ask questions referring to the PowerPoints later on, if they're amenable, unless this is a deal breaker, so to speak.
Senator Gordon, we have actually made that proposal already to resource persons, and they will comply.
Thank you. So can we proceed?
Mga kasama, pansamantala lang po nating puputulin ang pagdinig sa Senado. Papasukin muna natin ang breaking news mula kay kasamang Aida Tampus ng RMN Cebu.
Tinabangan pasado alas 12 ngayong tanghali ang abogado ni self-confessed drug lord na si Kerwin Espinosa. Ang biktima ay si Attorney Jonah John Ungab. Si Ungab ay galing sa hearing sa kaso ni Espinosa dito sa Cebu City sa Regional Trial Court, kung saan si Espinosa ay nahatulan na guilty sa paglabag sa gun ban, ngunit absuelto sa kasong illegal possession of firearms sa kasong kinaharap nito noong 2010. Nang matapos na promulgation ni Espinosa, umalis na si Espinosa kasama ang heavy security ng NBI 7, ngunit si Attorney Ungab ay dumalo pa sa kanyang ibang hearing dito sa RTC sa Cebu City. Pasado alas 12 na nang papauwing na sana si Attorney Ungab nang mangyari ang pag-ambush nito sa Osmeña sa labas ng Kimonda Building sa Cebu City Trial Court. Kauban ng imong radyoman sa RMN Cebu, Aida Tampos, Tatak RMN.
Dzxl Breaking News.
Maraming salamat, Radyoman Aida Tampus ng RMN Cebu. Samantala, balik po tayo sa pagdinig ng Senado.
Dzxl Special Coverage.
Maritime power, a strong modern navy is paramount. Unfortunately, 641 islands and possessing one of the longest coastlines of any nation in the world, the Philippines has no choice but to be a maritime nation. And to be a maritime nation, perhaps even one day a maritime power, a strong modern navy is paramount. Unfortunately, up until the present day, our navy has subsisted largely on hand-me-downs. That's why, Mr. Chairman, the frigate acquisition program is so important. With all due respect, hindi lang po ito sapatos o kotse o office supplies. Frigates po. We can finally usher our Navy into the modern era. The best equipment possible is what our brave fighters in the Philippine oceans deserve. And to protect our territorial integrity and safeguard our marine resources, a strong Navy is what our country needs. That is why we need to get the frigate acquisition program right. Because our armed forces have a lot of modernizing left to be done, and if we find ourselves continuously bogged down during the procurement process, that's clearly not the way to go. Salamat po, Mr. Chairman. So to my questions, kanina po sinabi ni Commander Bartolome na they didn't agree that HHI should be the one to choose the combat management systems. At sa lahat pa po, Mr. Chairman, ang narinig ko ngayong hearing, ang pinakatumatak talaga sa akin, yung sinabi naman ni Commodore Villa, na the CMS is the brain of the frigate. At yung heart and soul niya ay yung makinarya. The brain of the frigate, Mr. Chairman, ganun ka-importante. Almost, well, as important or even almost more important than the platform. Kasi yung utak, yung isip, tulad ng sa tao, magdidesisyon paano gagalaw yung frigate. There was one fact na hindi pa nasasabi, Mr. Chairman, na way back after May 2014, because of restrictions on the export of munitions by the governments of the suppliers, the project needed to be split into 2 lots. So even way back when, yung lot 1 na may approved budget for contract worth 15.5 billion pesos, covering the naval platform itself o yung platform lot, kasama na po yung ship hull at all working components, guns and missile and torpedo launchers, at saka lot 2 na may ABC approved budget for contract worth 2.5 billion pesos para naman sa munitions, missiles, and torpedoes. So dito sa point na ito, Mr. Chair, gusto ko munang tanungin si Commodore Villa, tapos briefly para sa kanilang, kasi sila yung pinaka-expert dito, si Sec Joke, no? So, Commodore Villa, ganun ka-importante bang i-point out na yung CMS ay yung brain ng frigate, and therefore, kung Philippine frigate ito, dapat mga Pilipino ang magdidesisyon at hindi isang supplier, gano'n man siya kakilala sa mundo?
Ma'am, based on the technical evaluation of the project management team na sana i-present namin, kung anong difference between the two, makikita nyo dyan, hindi lang yung system niya, kasama na doon yung integration. Yung proven design, sinasabi natin na itong isa, ginagamit ng maraming barko, ibang navies. At marami siyang system na pwede na siyang i-interface. So yung isa, based doon sa minimum requirement, isang bansa yung gumagamit, and meron siyang binigyan na isang bansa, at based on the presentation sa Malacanang, hindi niya pa na-integrate. This is just a training ship, at kasama doon yung isa sa mga 76mm na gun. So, yung risk, mataas. Napakataas ng risk kung titingnan mo sa technical na aspeto. But kung titingnan natin sa legal and sa monetary, baka makukuha natin, tama nga, legal nga, or monetary, but yung sa technical aspect, which is, yun yung after kami, mako-compromise po.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Malinaw po sa akin na ito, hindi naman ito usapin ng financial at saka legal lang, pero yung aktual na paggamit ng frigate na ito. At syempre, hindi tayo nagsha-shopping para sa isang training ship lamang, pero isang totohanang frigate para sa ating Navy at sa ating bansa. The good Secretary Jokno, tama po ba na kung way back in 2013 pa lamang, hinati na dahil naman sa legal limitations nung mga gobyerno na mga supplier, hinati na sa 2 lote, and therefore, it would be reasonable na kahit hanggang sa puntong ito ay posibleng hindi yung supplier nung platform lot. We're not even talking about dapat ba, pero posible na iba yung supplier nung munitions lot.
From my limited knowledge, tama po kayo, 2 lots, no? Amounting to 18 billion. One is the lot 1, which is the platform with launchers. Ito na po yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon. And there's lot 2, which is the missiles and munitions. Tama po naman yung approach nila eh. Actually, the award was to what is called an integrator. Kung bagay ko kumpara nyo sa MRT, ang MRT po, sinapchap nila into 6 contracts. Ngayon, hindi sila compatible. Kasi dapat kung sinong nanalo, yung integrator, siya ang mamimili kung ano talaga. So, hindi naman as if we're not allowing that yung ibang bansa nagdidikta. It's just siya po yung integrator, siya yung nanalo. So siya mag-specify kung sino yung mga suppliers ng subsystems niya. Yun po pinag-usapan dito.
Salamat, Mr. Chairman. Well, babalikan ko po yung huling punto ni Sec. Jokno mamaya sa pangatlong tanong ko, pero at least at this point, malinaw po sa akin na it is conceivable within a contract of this type na iba ang supplier ng platform lot, iba ang supplier ng munitions lot, depending on the decision of yung properly dapat magdedesisyon na sa tingin ko so far ay dapat yung end user o yung Philippine Navy. Pangalawa po, Mr. Chairman, just a quick nod to Sec. Lorenzana, kasi nasabi niyo po kanina kaugnay nung post-it note niyo dun sa so-called white paper na hindi niyo alam kung, or hindi parang hindi nyo alam, if I remember correctly, yung ano ibig sabihin ng to rebut. Pero I respect you more than that, Sec. Lorenzana. 4 na dekada na po kayong nagsisilbi sa ating bayan in defense and in foreign relations. So, I put more store by your understanding of the implication of your words. Pangatlo, Mr. Chairman, sinabi rin po ni Commodore Villa kanina na meron din pong modification dun sa anong karapatan ng HHI nung sinabing later na HHI has the sole right to choose as long as it meets the Philippine Navy's technical and something else, hindi ko na-catch, technical and something specifications, and further, as long as compatible yan sa Link 16. Ginugol ko po, ano ba yung Link 16 na yan? And even to a civilian like me, mukhang importante ang Link 16. Nakalagay dun sa initial online research ko, ang Link 16 ay isang military tactical data exchange network used by NATO and nations allowed by the MIDS International Program Office. Its specification is part of the family of tactical data links. At ito pinaka-naintindihan ko bilang civilian at pinaka-importante sa akin, itong Link 16, with this, military aircraft as well as ships and ground forces may exchange their tactical picture in near real time. So, palagay ko kahit sa ground battle na hand-to-hand combat lang at lalo na sa mas high-tech na warfare na ginagalawa ng ating Navy, let alone yung ating buong sandatahang lakas, to have that ability to exchange their tactical picture almost real time, near real time, ay makaliligtas ng buhay at makatutulong sa sandatahang lakas natin makamit yung kanilang mga mission. Opo, salamat, Senping. To my fourth question, unless may gustong i-comment pa dyan further si Commodore Villa. Yes, sir, please.
Wala na po, ma'am.
Wala na po. Okay. To my fourth question, Mr. Chairman, sa original option po na pinili ng Philippine Navy, most of the equipment would be supplied by Thales. In fact, nung binilang ko po, 7 out of 11 isusupply ng Thales. Now, the same equipment would be provided by different suppliers. Hindi lang pala po ng Hanwha. Hanwha would supply about only half of them. Pero, there are 10 other suppliers. So, parang chapsuy. Aside from Hanwha po, meron pang Hensoldt, Airbus, Leonardo Selex, Harris, Elbit Systems, Elisra, Terma, Seaguard, Safran Paseo, Aselsan Smash, at saka Servo Watch. Paano po, kung ituloy itong proyekto with the current party contracted, supplier contracted, paano po ito i-integrate lahat? Kumpara sa dati yung 11, there are only 5 other suppliers aside from Thales. Dito, there are 10 other suppliers aside from Hanwha. Paano po i-integrate yung ganyang karami?
May I answer that, Your Honor?
Please, sir.
Una-una, Your Honor, ang Hyundai will be the one to deliver the frigates. So all the subsystems that were included in that offer ng Hyundai, they will be the one to integrate all the system. So yung CMS, siya yung mag-automate ng lahat ng weapon systems of the ship. And the integrator is the Hyundai Heavy Industry. Because wala naman tayong capability na integrate yung mga system na yan, Your Honor. Kaya nga po yung pagbili ng frigate ay buong barko because the Navy doesn't have a capability to integrate all the system. At sabi pa ng Hyundai, yung company, if we will be the one to select a system, then the warranty will not go with it. So ang daming issue na resolve because we just buy a fully functional frigate, then separate all the subsystem from the platform. That's how I understand the procurement of the frigate, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In any case po, kung may susunod pa na hearing, pwede, after further research dito sa mga issues na to, pwede naman pong mag-follow-up questions pa. Mr. Chairman, could I just ask Admiral Mercado to make an additional comment? Nagsisignify po sila.
Mr. Chairman, FOIC was right. Any of the two CMS maker can integrate all the systems, whatever is installed dun sa barko. But because we lost the right to choose, and as mentioned by Your Honor earlier, iba-iba yung mga maker, we will have a ship in the future that will be very expensive to operate and maintain. That's why one of the concepts sa modernization, sir, is always commonality. Kaya yung baril ng Army, yun din yung baril ng Marines, para common. Etong barko na to, sir, because we lost the right to choose, manggagaling sa iba-ibang maker. And it's a nightmare for trying to maintain it. That's all, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Siguro sa next hearing, i-follow up ko yung dalawang magkakaibang perspective na yan, partly by asking kung yung warranty na pinapangako ng Hyundai would cover this greater expense at maintenance and repair, or mahuhulog lang talaga sa nightmare or hindi. To continue, baka pwede pong ituloy ni Rear Admiral Empedrad, how many frigates of this class does the Philippines need to adequately secure our maritime resources?
Your Honor, based on our modernization program, we will require 6 of the frigates until 2028. That is our third horizon. Apat pa after we get these 2 ships, Your Honor.
So 6 until 2028. Ibig sabihin po,
Yes,
hanggang sa susunod pa na administrasyon, ipamamana nitong administrasyon na dapat may makuha pa tayong 4 pa.
Yes, Your
until
Honor.
then.
Yes,
Okay, so thank you, sir. And then, pero sa existing vessels natin, may plano ba tayong mag-install din ng mga CMS, o may mga plano bang i-upgrade or refurbish itong mga existing vessels para gawin silang mas capable?
Yes, Your Honor. We received 3 Hamilton-class vessels from the U.S. Coast Guard, and we have a program to upgrade the weapons capability, installing CMS to these 3 ships. And that's part of our modernization program also, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Ano po yung current anti-access or area denial capability natin? Do we have vessels capable of fighting the current generation of anti-air and anti-ship munitions? And last point about this issue, ano po yung area or access denial strategy ng Navy? At least those you can tell to this committee in a public hearing.
In the current inventory of the Philippine Navy, we don't have capability for aerial denial, Your Honor. Wala pa tayong anti-air missile capability in a ship that can hit an incoming aerial object. But except for our frigate supposed to be command deliver, ito lang yung first time that we will have that capability for aerial denial, Your Honor.
And are there, aside from procuring capable frigates and upgrading existing vessels, meron pa bang, at least for public information and education, but without compromising the matters that should remain?
I hope to see you all there. Salamat.
Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. Matthew 24:35. Ang mabuting balita ay hatid sa inyo ng MX3. Mag MX3 araw-araw para M-Extraordinary.
Ang detergent mo ba dumatagal ang bango even after 24 hours? Kung hindi, magpalit ka na.
Ang bango-bango, ang bango-bango, ang bango ng detergent ko.
Sa pabanguhan ng detergent with Fabcon, ano nga bang mas gusto? Ayon sa research sa Metro Manila, halos 80% ng mga misis mas gusto ang bango ng Pride with Fabcon kaysa leading brand even after 24 hours. Dahil ang Pride may tuloy bango microbeads para sa bangong tuloy-tuloy buong araw.
Tuloy-tuloy bango.
Kaya misis, tuloy na sa Pride with Fabric Conditioner.
Tuloy-tuloy bango ng Pride with Fabcon ko.
Ituloy ang bango with Pride. Pride with Fabric Conditioner, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Ang galing ng #1 Smart Dishwashing Paste, nasa Smart Dishwashing Liquid din. Ang galing-galing sa presyong magaling din. May tanong kami sa mga misis.
Mas importante ba ang paramihan ng hinugasang plato o ang tunay na kalinisan nito?
Hoy! Misis!
Kahit milya-milyang plato ang kaya ng dishwashing liquid mo, sa kaunting patak na hinalo sa tubig, sigurado ka bang tanggal ang sebo at bakterya?
Hoy! Misis!
Dapat magpaka-smart tayo. Sa Smart Dishwashing, tanggal ang sebo, tanggal ang bakterya.
Tanggaling-galing!
Kaya misis, magpakatotoo. Mag-Smart Dishwashing tayo.
Smart Dishwashing, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Pangarap mo bang tumangkat at nasa tama ang timbang? Nais mo bang ang mga anak mo ay matalino at magkaroon ng magandang kinabukasan? Paano ito makakamit? Alamin ang mga detalye kaugnay sa aksyon ng pamahalaan para sa magandang nutrisyon ng sambayanan. Makinig sa talakayang pangungunahan ng ating ninang sa wastong nutrisyon na si Department of Health Assistant Secretary Bernie Flores at ng inyong lingkod Rod Marcelino. Ngayong Sabado, ika-4 ng Marso, alas 12:30 ng hapon, dito lang sa DZXL 558. Maaari nyo ring mapanood ang Radyo Mo sa Nutrisyon sa pamamagitan ng Facebook, sa RMN Facebook Live, sa YouTube, Radyo Mo sa Nutrisyon Year 7, sa Ustream.tv/DCXL Online-TV at sa Signal TV Channel 209. Sa inyong pagsubaybay, maaari rin kayong mapabilang sa 10 mananalo ng tig-200 pisong load sa Text Question of the Week Contest. Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition, gabay ng bayan sa tamang nutrisyon. Dito sa Radyo Mo sa Nutrisyon Year 7.
Radyo Mo sa Nutrisyon, kabalikan nyo sa kinabukasan.
DZXL News Break.
Magandang hapon mga kasama, narito na mga balita sa oras na ito. Maigting na pagtugis laban sa mga miyembro ng New People's Army na nanambang sa tropa ng SAF sa Antipolo nagpapatuloy. Kasama natin sa balita, Rajuman Rhea Mamogay.
Hindi pa rin humihinto ang tropa ng pulisya at militar sa pagsasagawa ng force of operations laban sa mga miyembro ng New People's Army na nanambang sa mga miyembro ng PNP Special Action Force sa Antipolo City kahapon ng umaga. Ayon kay PNP Chief Director General Ronald De La Rosa, iniutos niya mismo sa Regional Director ng PNP Calabarzon ang pagtugis sa mga umatake sa SAF Commandos, habang nagdagdag na rin sila ng bilang ng mga miyembro ng SAF sa lugar para tugisin ang mga salarin sa pag-atake. Katuwang ng PNP ang mga miyembro ng Philippine Army sa pagsasagawa ng force of operations. Sa nangyaring pananambang, 6 na SAF commandos ang nasugatan matapos pasabugin ng NPA ang itinanim na landmines sa may barangay San Jose, Antipolo City, alas 6:30 ng umaga kahapon. Kasama mo sa Kampo Krame Radyoman, Ray Mamamogay ng DZXL 558 Tatak RMN.
Samantala, FDA nagbabala sa publiko kaugnay sa paggamit ng mga hindi rehistradong hair products. Detalye ng balita mula kay Rajuman Raquel Bayan.
Pinag-iingat ng Food and Drug Administration ng publiko sa paggamit ng hair organic Dohara, hair grower, hair vitamin sugar shampoo. Magkaraning sa ilalim ito sa surveillance ng FDA kung saan napatunayan na hindi dumaan sa tamang proseso at walang certificate of registration ang naturang produkto. Ayon sa FDA, delikado ang paggamit ng mga produkto na hindi dumaan sa evaluation at product testing ng FDA dahil hindi sila nagkakasiguro kung maganda ba ang kalidad ng produkto at ligtas gamitin. Kaugnay nito, nananawagan naman ng FDA ng tulong mula sa mga LGUs na tiyakin na lahat ng mga establishmento sa kanilang nasasakupan ay ligtas ang mga produkto na ibinibenta sa publiko. Kasama mo Southern Metro Manila, Radyo Magrakalbayan, Dzxl 558 Tatak RMN.
Maraming salamat, Radyo Man Raquel Bayan. At bago ako magpaalam, syempre ang atin pong TGP phone-in promo hatid ng The Generic Pharmacy. Mga kasama, makinig, makising-along at manalo ng 1,500 worth of tagapaghatid. TGP Swerte gift packs and gift check. Parang nagdaan lang ang Sabado at Linggo, nakalimutan ko na yung mga sasabihin ko. Anyway, para dun po sa mga gustong sumali, tumawag lang po sa aming hotline sa 882-2371 o 882-2376. Ulitin ko po, 882-2371, 882-2376. Madali lang po ang ating mechanics. Pakinggan lang ang TGP Anthem at maririnig nyo yon yung missing word o lyrics. Kapag nahulaan ng tama, panalo ka ng ating Swerte gift packs and gift check. Pero bago yan, i-play muna natin, Kuya Kiko.
Pharmacy, tagapagpagaling ng Pilipinas. The Generics Pharmacy, tagapagpagaling ng Pilipinas.
Ang butika, naabot kaya, tuloy-tuloy nagbibigay ginhawa.
Tagapaghatid ng lunas, saan man panig ng Pilipinas. The Generics Pharmacy, tagapag-alaga ng may sakit. Tagapaggamot ng lahat. Magtiwala dyan sa tapat.
Gamot na abot kaya, ating ay ginhawa. TGP, TGP, na Pilipinas.
The Generics Pharmacy, tagapag-alaga ng may sakit. Tagapaggamot ng lahat. Magtiwala dyan sa tapat. Ng Pilipinas.
All right. Meron na agad tayong caller from Quezon City, si Enrique. Good afternoon, Enrique.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Kuya. Ilang taon ka na po?
46.
46. Parang inisip pa niya kung ilang taon na siya. Alright, Kuya, napahinggan mo naman yung ating TGP Anthem, di ba? Gusto mo ba ulitin natin para sa'yo?
Opo.
Carry na, carry na. Alright, ang kailangan mo lang gawin ay hulaan ng missing word o missing lyrics sa ating TGP Anthem. At syempre, kapag nahulaan mo siya ng tama, panalo ka ng 1,500 worth of Swerte gift packs and gift check. Ready ka na ba na sagutin ng ating missing word? Ay, nawala si Kuya. O, sige, tawagan lang ulit natin si Kuya Enrique, ha? Napakadali lang po manalo dito sa ating TGP phone-in promo. Kung lagi naman po nating napapahinggan itong TGP Anthem. At, syempre, kapag ang dali-dali sa uluhin ng, ng anthem nito, Okay na? Pwede na, okay na. Okay, Kuya Enrique, hello po.
Opo.
Alright. Okay na, handa mo na po bang sagutin ang ating missing word?
Opo.
Ready na?
Ready na po.
Alright. At? Nawawala ako. Ano ba yun? Okay, Kuya. Sige na. Ano ang ating missing word o missing lyrics sa TGP Anthem na pinlay natin kanina?
Tagapagpagaling.
Tagapagpagaling?
You're a winner!
Congratulations, Kuya Enrique, dahil dyan panalo ka ng ating 1,500 worth of Swerte gift packs and gift check from TGP. Anong masasabi mo, Kuya?
Unang-una, maraming salamat po sa TGP, tagapagpagaling ng Pilipinas, at saka sa Dzxl, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Ayun, thank you rin po sa pagsali, Kuya Enrique ng Quezon City. At para po maklaim mo ang iyong prize, punta ka lang dito sa aming station sa 4th floor Guadalupe Commercial Complex. Katabi lang po yan ng MRT Guadalupe Station at magdala ng 2 valid IDs. Thank you so much, Kuya Enrique ng Quezon City. At mga kasama, mamaya po abangan ulit ang ating TGP phone-in promo, mga 2:30 to 4. Kasama naman ang ating radyoman na si Princess Javier Castro. At ako po inyong radyoman Jane Martin para sa Dzxl 55E Tatak RMN.
DZXL Special Coverage.
That is true if subjected only to the requirements dun sa post-qualification. The Navy is now subjecting... Yes, Your Honor. I beg to disagree on the statement of the Secretary of National Defense. That is true if subjected only to the requirements dun sa post-qualification. The Navy is now subjecting the comparison based on what is written in the contract. Because contract implementation And what is written in the contract was, as I mentioned earlier, merong pinasingit na requirement po that the CMS shall be compatible with Tactical Data Link 16 na in-explain kanina po. Nilagay yun sa contract and so we have to follow it. And our interpretation of shall is it's mandatory. So pag ginamit mo yung provision na nasa contract, yung Hanwha Thales, hindi siya compatible with Tactical Data Link 16. Kaya we are
eliminate na siya.
Yes, tama po yun, Your Honor. So we are left with no recourse but to go to the other option offered. Honestly, if you ask me...
Which is disadvantageous, is that what you're saying?
Which...
this is disadvantageous?
Well, the other one became disadvantageous because hindi siya nag-comply sa contract. The other one complied with the technical requirements in the contract. Nagkakagulo ho on the interpretation of what is shall be compatible. Is the word shall be compatible mandatory and obligatory? Or is it shall be compatible according to Hyundai is a future requirement? Dun ho nagkagulo. And when I was part of yung gumawa ho nung final text specs at the time of former S&D Secretary Gasmin, hindi ho namin nilagay yon. Kaya nung totoo sinasabi ni Lorenzana na nung in-inspect namin, pasado siya kasi nung panahon wala eh. Eh ngayon merong nagpalagay dun sa contract ng additional requirement. So nung ini-implement na ho ng Navy, nakita namin sa contract, sabi ng mga PMT, sir, yung isa hindi na pwede.
Mr. Chair, with the indulgence of please. Tanong ko lang kasi kay Foyt, no, kasi kayo na po ako po. Para may mali lang ho, kasi we are buying an equipment based on a future promise na that they will comply. So ngayon, hindi pa sila compliant. Pangako lang nila, when they deliver, it will already be compliant. So ano ang kasiguraduhan natin na mako-comply nga nila? Kasi binibili na natin with a future na delivery na na-comply na, eh ngayon hindi pa.
Sir, the Hanwha already gave a conformance that the TDL-16 is already compatible to our CMS. So yung issue na yan, sir, hindi na issue, sir. And in the first place, if the ship will be delivered and it cannot be complied or compatible to the TDL-16 to the CMS, di wag tanggapin ng Philippine Navy, sir. That's what I've said a while ago.
And what would be the consequence kung hindi tanggapin?
But
they will lose the bond, Senator.
Will lose the bond?
Yeah. We will use that to...
If I may add, Mr. Chair, kung sana nilagay nila yung TDL-16 compatibility before the SOBE, na-knock out na sana itong Hanwha. But actually, sir, that phrase shall be inserted to the CMS. That was my request when I was the chairman of the technical working group. Nung nag-workshop kami before the signing of the contract, I requested na kung pwede ilagay ng Hyundai yung shall be, that's a future shall be inserted. Shall is imperative, but be is a future. Kasi hindi nga requirement yun, sir eh. So, ni-request namin yun, at pumayag naman yung Hyundai without additional cost to the government. Bonus na nga sa amin.
And that's advantageous
very advantageous to the Navy, sir.
Why?
Bonus yun, sir eh.
Yeah.
Kasi kung hindi namin nilagay yun, sir, ang ilalagay nila na CMS is not compatible with TDL16. So I, as the chairman was the one who requested that. Alam ng mga technical working group yan, Your Honor.
I agree, no, Mr. Chairman, and I'm winding up. Okay yun, Mr. Chairman, kasi advantageous sa atin. Pero yung isang banda, if they do not comply, yun yung nagiging palaisipan ho sa akin. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. Sorry for extending my time, but I will use my time in the next hearing, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Villanueva. The Chair recognizes Senator Angara.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. I'd like to thank our men in the cabinet. We have our various secretaries for making time for this hearing and showing respect to the committee. Kasi sa kasaysayan natin, hindi lagi naging ganun, Mr. Chairman. I think you know that, no? So thank you. Salamat sa paggalang po sa komite. I'll pursue the points started by my colleague, especially Senator Joel. Paano nga ba kapag hindi na-comply nung Hanwha yung pag-deliver sa 2020 ba ho, Secretary Lorenzana? Si 2020?
The first frigate will be delivered in 2020, Mr.
Anong
Chairman.
buwan ho?
Anong buwan ito? About April, but towards the middle of 2020, Senator.
And there is a second frigate 6 months later?
6 months later, yeah.
So paano nga kung dun sa first frigate pa lang, hindi nila na-comply? What is the recourse of the Republic?
They will lose the band. Meron silang band, Senator.
Okay, and then the AFP will go to another supplier. Tama
and they have
to
pakabitan ng TDL16.
Ang nagpapagulo dyan, yung ang clause na HHI has the option to choose the CMS. Paano kung nagmatigas yung HHI at sinabi niya, dito tayo sa Hanwha. Anong recourse doon? Who settles the dispute? Do we go to arbitration? Ganun ba yun?
Wala tayong magawa, Senator, because that's part of the contract, that they are allowed to choose the...
Yes, I know, but what if nagmatigas ang AFP, nagmatigas din ang HHI?
Actually, AFP the Navy can actually choose, but they have to pay.
I see.
Babayad sila ng additional.
Okay. But we have chosen to go with Hanwha already.
Since
it is a better deal. In your view, yun ang pinakamagandang deal para sa Pilipinas.
Pwede naman tayo sa tacticos, Senator, kung magbabayad tayo. But since we are no longer inclined to pay more, then compliant naman din yung Hanwha ICMS, I think okay naman doon yung Navy. Okay naman kayo doon, di ba?
Yes, sir. Yes,
we understand, sir, Secretary. Thank you.
Sir,
another point, I'd like to move to another point if possible, kasi limitado lang yung oras namin. I note that the bidding process started in June 2013, yung Acquisition Decision Memorandum, tapos pinirmahan noong October 2016. Tapos yung delivery nung unang barko ay sa 2020 pa po, pangalawa sa 2021. So you see there's 7 to 8 years po between conception and delivery. Hindi ho ba kaya obsolete na yung technology na ino-order ho natin? Yun ang concern ko. Because I understand, as Secretary Diokno said, there are safeguards at naintindihan natin yung procurement law. Bakit naging batas yun? Para hindi malugi ang gobyerno at ang taong bayan. Pero paano natin ibabalanse yung... kasi ano yun fast-changing technology, I would assume, because there's so much science and research that goes into it. How do we ensure that we're not buying obsolete technology?
I think because the ship will still be laid this year. Ngayon lang taon nila i-release yung kill niyan So they will be finishing it in 2 years. I think it's a little up to date pa yung mga sistema niya.
So hindi naman obsolete yung CMS ho, because I understand yung frigate is the hardware and the CMS yun yung software, di ba? Yung software alam natin mabilis magbago yan kung sa normal na computer o sa telepono pa lang mabilis magbago, Secretary. Ano pa kaya dyan sa advanced technology tulad ng barko?
Nakalagay po doon sa specification sa kontrata na upgradable yung they will install an upgradable CMS. At saka sabi pa ng Hanwha, they can make it compatible with TDL Link 16 and 22, which is the advanced na yung 22.
So anyway, yung point ko lang, Secretary, is baka i-future-proof natin, maybe the different departments can work together to ensure that hindi nga obsolete yung binibili nating technology dahil hindi biro yung binabayad natin dyan di ba? That's 16 billion pesos. So sana I know it's a wise investment, I agree. We all agreed on that. Pero how do we ensure? Kasi kami, mababatas kami. Paano sabihin niyo po sa amin, paano namin, kung kailangan amyendahan yung batas para maging responsive dito sa pangangailangan ng ating sandatahang lakas. We would appreciate your feedback on that, no? Yun lang naman ho ang ating pakay dito, and I'd like to thank the chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Angara. The chair recognizes Senator Legarda.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to address my question to Secretary Lorenzana, just for us to fully understand the importance of these discussions in light of the implementation of the AFP modernization program. I understand that the AFP modernization program has gone through many years, if not decades, of unfunded provisions by Congress. In fact, sa una po, may modernization, X amount, could you tell us po? And then there was amended modernization to scale down the provisions of Congress, and still we are not providing it for the three branches of the services of the AFP. Can you just tell us, please, first, in the first modernization law, the act, how much was supposed to have been granted by Congress, and in the revised AFP modernization, how much was supposed to have been provided? And my third question, sir, is what is the significance of this frigate acquisition to the Philippine Navy? Just to put everything in perspective, dahil po, napakarami pong mga akusasyon, napakarami pong mga aligasyon sa procurement process, even dragging the names of people who are just doing their job in government, and sometimes in the course of communications, it seems like there's some inaccuracy in the way it's presented, and that's unfair. But before that, siguro bigyan po natin ng halaga ang AFP Modernization Program dahil sumasailalim po sa AFP Modernization Program ang acquisition ng frigate. At alam natin dalawa, yung frigate acquisition na dalawa at yung CMS. Yun po ang buod at punot dulo ng ating pinag-uusapan. At para maintindihan ng tao, ano bang kahalaga nito na ilang bilyong piso ang ginugugol natin, bakit mahalaga? So magkano po yung AFP modernization, magkano po sa amended law, magkano po ang pagkukulang, at ano po ang kahalagahan ng frigate acquisition sa Philippine Navy? Thank you, Secretary.
Thank you, Madam Senator. Mr. Chairman, wala po sa amin ngayon yung figure na hilingin nyo, but we can supply that immediately. Ang kahalagahan po ng ating frigate is it's huge, malaki po kasi itong frigate na to is it has warfighting capabilities. So, meron siyang surface to air missile, surface to surface, anti-submarine. Ibig sabihin, hindi na pwede na natin silang iharap diyan sa ating magwardiyahan natin yung ating maritime domain na hindi tayo matatakot na makipagsagupa kahit na mag-stand off lang tayo ng mga papasok. It is, we have a very huge maritime domain, Mr. Chairman, and I think we need some ocean-going vessels because some of our vessels now cannot go into a sea state, what is the ano? Sea state 7, yung malalaking alon, hindi nila kaya. But this one, it can go to sea state 7. Ibig sabihin, makapunta sila dyan, makapagtagal sila dyan sa West Philippine Sea, kahit na malalakas ang alon, or even sa may Philippine Rise. Ngayon po ang kahalagahan ng mga barkong ito.
You're saying, Secretary, that the acquisition of the frigates will usher in the modernization of the Philippine Navy?
Yes, ma'am.
Wala pa po tayong mga frigate na ganito po.
Wala pa po. Ito po yung dalawa.
Why did it take us so long? The AFP Modernization Act has been here for more than a decade, right? Bakit po? Oo.
Kasi po walang pera eh. Walang pera. Ngayon lang po
hindi po totoong walang pera. Sa totoo po, marami pong pera. Hindi lang po linalaan. Maari pong hindi hinihingi. Marami pong pera. Sa 2016 po, 596 billion ang hindi po ginamit at sinoling pondo ng gobyerno. So, ang ibig ko sabihin po ay budgetan natin ng tama at sumunod po sa procurement process na tama ang proseso. Mahalaga po yan ang pagprotekta ng ating ere, ng ating karagatan, ng ating lupa, ng ating sambayanan. Kaya, ito bang pag-acquire po ng frigate, sabi nyo ay mahalaga to comply with the AFP modernization program. It will boost the morale of the Navy. Ano ba ho ito para sa mga hindi nakakakita, nakakaalam ng kahalaga ng frigate na ito? The Navy can engage in what? In sea threats lang ba? Underwater threats? Land threats? Kaya rin po ito? Ano ang mga capability ng frigate na ito po?
May I answer that, Your Honor? Sir, ma'am, based on the requirements of the frigate, there are 9 major...
Bakit po walang pangalan?
Ma'am, nahulog po, ma'am.
Okay. Yes.
I am Rear Admiral Robert M. Pedra, the Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy. Based on our requirements, ma'am, there are 9 major capabilities of our frigates. And let me read it. Number 1, it can conduct anti-air warfare, anti-surface warfare, anti-submarine warfare, which we do not have in the Navy, and electronic warfare operation. Number 2, it has an extended maritime patrol range through an embarked naval helicopter, and extended maritime surveillance capability through air and surface search, radar, and sonar for subsurface search. It can perform exclusive economic zone protection roles. It can participate in joint maritime operations. It is able to survive up to sea stage 7 or wave height maximum of 9 meters in accordance with the World Meteorological Organization Sea State Code. It is capable of covering a minimum of 4,500 nautical miles at the cruising speed of 15 knots. It can sustain operational presence at sea for a minimum of 30 days in tropical condition. It is able to simultaneously launch and recover maximum of 10 minutes while underway, a minimum of 2 7-meter rigid hull inflatable boats that can carry at least 10 persons each, and it is able to accommodate 1 12-ton helicopter in flight deck area and 10-ton helicopter on board their hangar. The frigate will be having 2 anti-submarine warfare helicopter which will be arriving on September of this year, ma'am. May dalawang anti-submarine warfare na laging kasama ng frigate that will protect our frigate from from submarines. And yun ay madedeliver, ma'am, in September of this year. And that's the major capabilities of our frigate, Your Honor.
So it can engage in air, sea, underwater threats, land threat, air threat, sea threat.
Yes, ma'am. It's a 4-dimensional frigate.
Yes.
Warship.
Can it combat multiple missile threats?
The only problem with our frigate, Your Honor, is we did not include the close-in weapon system, which is a defense against incoming missile. Kasi kung isama namin yun, ma'am, kulang na yung 8 billion and no company will be bidding for that project. So, kaya nga, ma'am, isa sa mga nire-request namin is mabigyan pa ng additional funds so that we can buy the close-in weapon system as the frigate's defense against an coming missile. Kasi ito lang yung frigate na walang close-in weapon system, Your Honor.
Other ASEAN countries have such frigates with such capability, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. This will be
the
only
only
frigate.
ASEAN country without it?
There are countries that doesn't have this kind of capability also, ma'am. This kind of frigate.
And where will we locate our frigates? Will it be in a permanent site, or will it be? Is it stationed
it
in
will be stationed in Subic, Your Honor, and it will conduct patrol in West Philippine Sea and even in the eastern side of the country.
Will it reach the Philippine Rise?
It can easily reach the Benham Rise, the Philippine Rise, Your Honor, and it can stay there for 30 days. That's the capability of the ship.
Yeah. These frigates available, this kind of equipment, this kind of hardware and warships, how many years, if not decades ago? And my question is, earlier, why did the Philippines only avail of it now if it was needed to protect our interests and our national security for so long?
Actually, ma'am, the frigate project is conceptualized in 2009. But because of the procurement process and that we don't have the technical capability to come up with what type of frigate can we need for the Philippine Navy. So, ang daming kailangan gagawin, ma'am. And then, only in 2013 that the 8 billion budget for each ship was approved. And it came
8 billion for each.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, the price of that frigate right now is 10 billion in the market. So, kasi
in pesos, sir. Pesos.
In pesos, ma'am. Kasi
pesos, yes.
Tumagal na kasi, ma'am, in 2013 and now it's 2018. Kaya yung value ng 8 billion is devalued already, Your Honor.
Considering there was 596 billion returned to Treasury in 2016, we're talking here about the security of our archipelago. We're talking here of 7,100 islands in 1,634 cities and municipalities. We're talking here of the security of more than 100 million people. And we're talking about 8 billion pesos for one frigate, or 15 billion pesos. And it's a fact that 596 billion was returned to Treasury without casting aspersion on any agency of government, not even DBM, because it was a new administration that came in, almost 600 billion of unutilized funds. And we have the Philippine Navy and the AFP modernization program not being implemented fully, despite the fact we have so much resources. So I would not like to focus, because it's been discussed thoroughly on the procurement. Let's just follow the law. I would also not want to mention anymore about Secretary Bongo. Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, I think we're wasting the time of Secretary Bongo sitting here, because it's very clear. Wala naman siyang kinalaman dito. I am not prejudging it. All I'm saying is that no, I'm just calling a spade a spade. I've done my homework, I've read all documents, and all I see is this handwritten message, and it's a pro forma request of Secretary that says, look into it. Don't we all do that? Can you look into it? Give me complete staff work. Right? So we're wasting the time of people who should be working on other matters. But maybe not. Okay, this is a hearing and we should go through the process. Let me just state on record, the reason why I wanted to go on the bigger picture is so that everybody understands where taxpayers' money goes. So that also we see that the 8 billion for a frigate is big, but really small compared to the unutilized funds which could be used for this. So I support the Navy in its acquisition of hardware, equipment, warships. I support the AFP modernization program, as I did even before I chaired the Finance Committee. And I support the faithful implementation of the Procurement Act, but also respecting the jobs and tasks of people and not casting aspersion on those who are simply doing their job in government. I've said my piece, and I say this as a reserve officer, a proud reserve officer of the AFP. Not in the PN, but in the Air Force. Where is my Air Force chief? Is he here? Okay, so, lacking in submission, I would have appreciated if the Secretary was prepared, but I'm sure you will submit it within the day. The AFP Modernization Act, from the beginning of the enactment of the first law, the revised amended law, and the backlog of Congress in funding the AFP. I would appreciate receiving that, Secretary. I just saw you last night, remember? Yeah, yeah. After our meeting, you still burned the midnight oil for your presentation, right? Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. That's all I'm going to ask.
Thank you, Senator Lagarda. The last three senators who will ask questions in the following order are Senators Gordon, Senator Gatchalian, and Senator Poe. We acknowledge the presence of the Senate President Pro Tempore. So Senator Recto would like to ask questions. He will be the fourth senator. So Senator Gordon is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think it would be superfluous to ask Bongo any more further questions, because the text of the note on that page simply is a query on what the President should do so they can properly rebut or properly answer the questions allegedly propounded by a supplier. So I think we can dispose of that matter. Now, let me just go into the matter of procurement. We must remember na ang procurement, ang modernization ng military natin, nag-uumpisa dapat siya noong pang 1995 and even earlier doon sa Bases Conversion Development Authority na dapat yung gagamitin yung pera ng conversion ng bases para makabili tayo ng mga modern weaponry. Pero it appears na although meron na tayo mga nabili na helicopters from Canada, nauna na yung 8 pero hindi na tinuloy yung susunod na 16 ata yun dahil nagkagulo na tayo sa Canada. Nakakakuha na tayo ng ibang mga weaponry katulad ng armored personnel carriers from the US. Nakakuha tayo ng 8 automatic weapon system ng tangke sa Israel. At nakakuha rin tayo ng recovery tank sa Turkey. At meron tayong bagong 2 logistics ship from the US, from the Indonesia. And that's where I want to start. Kung Indonesia nakakagawa ng barko na gano'n, ba't hindi tayo makagawa? And I've been saying this, na sa tagal-tagal na binigyan ng oras sa atin ng ating mga batas, bakit hindi tayo magkaroon ng capability to build our own ships? At least kahit na paano yung platform. Can you answer that? Anybody answer that, please? Meron tayong sa Cebu, meron tayo sa Subic. Maraming iniwan na Amerikano sa ship repair facility. Bakit hindi tayo makagawa niyan? And that will be pump priming as well. Di ba, Senator Jokno?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Gordon.
Yes.
Yes, I think we are capable. Kung maalala nyo yung 2 in-order ni Secretary Piñol na BIFAR ship niya dyan sa Nalbotas yun eh. And it's a good ship. I think, kaya sabi ko kanina, we should have a procurement law that first go to the local manufacturers kung kaya nilang gawin yung ano yun,
yes,
bago
sir.
tayo lumabas sa labas.
We will take that into consideration, your proposals, and we will look heavily into that. Yes, dahil kailangan, panahon na kung nagawa nung Hapon, nung nakakimono pa sila, nung binuksan sila ni Commodore Perry, at nagulat sila, ang gaganda ng barko ng Amerikano, sila ay parang sampal lang yung barko nila, nagbago sila, at by 1905, napalubog nila yung buong fleet ng Russia sa Battle of Tsushima. So, ibig sabihin, ganoon rin dito ang Korea. Tinulungan natin yan. Ngayon, tayo na bumibili ng barko sa kanila, aeroplano bumibili sa kanila. Even other Indonesia builds their ships. Bakit tayo hindi makagawa ng barko natin? And I think ang kailangan rin natin is naval designers. Ang dami nating pinapadalang marino pero wala tayong naval designers at dapat mag-invest siguro yan. Would you agree with that?
I agree, Senator. I think we can jumpstart our defense industry with the infusion of some money from the government.
We have been saying that here for the last several years since I was senator at nung bago pa ako mag-senador dahil nung nandito pa ang base military, sinasabi ko maghanda na tayo pero mukhang hindi tayo naghahanda. Now, let me just go on the other aspects of this. Mukhang masama ang procurement system natin, ano po? Dahil ito ay nagsimula nung pang December 4, 2013, nag-opening ng bids. Ang procurement nag-start October 2, 2013. Tama po ba yan? Panahon pa ng nakaraang administrasyon.
Opo.
Okay.
Tama po yan.
Pero nakalagay sa batas natin, sa IRR, Section 38.1, ang pagbili, ang pagkuha ng procurement dito, from the opening of bids up to the award of the contract, shall not exceed 3 months. 3 months. Ito ay 2018 na tayo. Mukhang hindi pa tayo tapos at nagkakagulo pa tayo kung anong bibilihin. Ano po ba ang masasuggest nyo para baguhin natin yan? Especially Senator Jokno. Nakakagulat naman ito, nakakagimbal. Ito na, dinidila-dilaan na yung ating mga isla. Yung Spratly, yung Scarborough Shoals. Ayan na. Pero wala tayong sense of urgency. Bakit ito aabutin ng ganitong karaming taon?
Usually the case, sir, is that the procuring agency changes the specs from time to time.
So it is a procurement problem.
Yeah, it's the implementation. It's not the proper implementation of the procurement
In terms
law.
of reference, mali.
You can ask some people here, as a President.
have to.
President Dixon was able to bid out the Clark International Airport in record time.
I'm aware of that. We did that in Subic before Clark.
Correct. So it's the implementation of the rules.
Huwag tayo magpayabangan dito at ginawa ko sa Subic yan.
Yes, sir. It's the men who implement it. Your
Correct.
Honor.
So, ibig sabihin, ang procurement process ng military, medyo basag. Medyo kulang. So, ano po ba pwede natin gawin? Secretary of Defense, dapat ba ayusin natin ang procurement system? Mag-training tayo? Paaralin natin sa World Bank yung mga yan. Kasi kami sa Subic, nag-aaral kami sa World Bank para maayos yung
Opo,
procurement
I
system
think
namin.
ang problema ng military is that we change people quickly. Kaya nagpapalit ng mga yung Bisan Awards Committee, TWG, minsan magkukunti na lang yung original, babalik na naman sa square one. So maybe we will...
Sinasuggest ko po, baguhin nyo yan. At yan ang ilalagay ho namin, i-recommend ho namin dito na ayusin nyo para masanay tayo dahil kailangan natin yan Kailangan natin may panahon tayo, pero China has built airfields. And I'm not going to pull my punches here. 15 minutes, their airplanes can be here. Is that correct, sir?
Correct, Senator.
Wala bang 5 minuto, yung mga jet nila, kung magagaling doon sa isla na malapit dyan sa Palawan, in 15 minutes, pwede tayong bombayan. Yung kanilang barko, in half a day, they can be here. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct, Senator.
And their submarines can come in here. Their planes can overfly. Wala tayong radar. Wala tayong interceptor fighter, kundi yung trainers na binili natin sa Korea. Tama po ba yan?
Tama
So,
po yan.
malayo pa tayo.
Talagang napakalayo pa.
Kaya dapat magmadali tayo. Pinag-aawayan pa natin ito. Paano tayo mangyayari dyan? Ang frigate po ay gagamitin para proteksyon ng other shipping at saka anti-submarine warfare. Tama po ba yan?
Tama po.
Bakit hindi natin madaliin yan? Ang nangyayari dito, tila nagkakansyawan tayo palagi. Kung bibili tayo ng helmet, below standard. Ang totoo niyan, I will cite this and I hope General Gasmin will pardon me. Magkaroon ng agreement na bibili tayo sa Israel ng mga 6.5 billion shore-based missile system. Tapos hindi natuloy. At ito noong 2014, nirealign itong 6.5 billion budget for new shopping list which includes mga helmet, mga baril, di ba? So, ano nangyari doon? Hindi ba kailangan natin ng movable missile platform? Hindi naman ako sundalo nag-aaral sa PMA or sa US Military Academy. Pero hindi ba kung ikaw may missile platform na nakatrack, na ilalakad-lakad mo, mas mahirap tirahin ng kalaban natin yan kung yan ay lumalakad sa land, kung wala tayong barko. Hindi po ba?
Tama po yun.
Pero na-cancel yan. Ewan ko, hindi ko natatanong yung Secretary Gasmin. Dahil cancelado na yan Mamimili tayo ng Bell helicopters. Nasira na naman yung Kamada dahil nagwawala yung playboy Prime Minister ng Canada na mahilig sa gimmick. Napikon nata ang presidente natin, kinasila. Pero nakabili na tayo ng 8. Tapos meron tayong mga kinuha na barko na Hamilton class na binigay sa atin ng Amerikano, hand-me-down, Coast Guard, 3, pero tinanggal yung weapon system. Tama po ba yun?
That's correct.
So, formal lang yun. Yun lang kanyo, nandun sa Subic Yun lang kanyo sa harap ang pumuputok, pero it will not be able to defend itself. Tama po ba yan?
That is correct,
Hindi niya kayang pagtanggol ang kanyang sarili. So much so, ang ginagawa nyo din sa 3 barko na yan, ay para lang i-train, para pag nagawa itong frigate na ito, may training na sila doon sa barko na yan. Tama po ba yan, Admiral Impedrad?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, ibig sabihin, ang dami nating bakas na talagang mukhang wala tayong pagdadalhan, kundi problema. Halimbawa, marami tayong questionable transaction. Sabi ng COA, with Korea Aerospace Industries as a supplier for the acquisition of 12 FA-50 jets, 18.97 billion. Kino-question pa ng COA yan. Nandito na yung barko. Nagamit po ba natin yung aeroplanong yan sa Marawi?
Nagamit po.
Sa madaling sabi po, kung meron tayong gamit, kaya ng mga sundalo natin gamitin yan para labanan ng mga kalaban. Tama po ba yan?
Tama po.
Sabi nga ni Churchill, give us the tools and we will finish the job. And so right now, we are debating all the time all this need for our armed forces to modernize while our other countries here have fully modernized. And I made my first privilege speech on the military, on the woeful situation of our military when I was first senator here. At hanggang ngayon, yan pa rin ang dinaramdam ko sa loob. At ilang araw na ako naglalabas ng report at sasabihin natin ayusin natin yan sa China. Marami na magagaling dyan. We cannot pacify China. We cannot keep on feeding a crocodile because eventually we will be eaten by the crocodile. Is that an apt analogy, Mr. Secretary?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Kaya nga, hindi po natin pakainin yung buhaya kung hindi tayo maghanda. So, ang solution, bilisan natin ang procurement, hindi po ba? At
Yes,
kaya
sir.
ayusin ninyo yung procurement. Now ako, hindi ako papanig, pero mukhang gusto ko yung narinig ko sa Navy eh. Bakit? Sinasabi nila, subok na yung ibibigay sa atin na nagamit ng Netherlands, pero yung Korea, dinidiktahan tayo. Why? Not because gusto na tayo diktahan, dahil pumayag yung nakaraang administrasyon na pag binili natin yung sa Korean Hyundai, ay ang mangyayari, they will provide the systems. Correct? Hindi naman hinati yun eh.
That's correct. That's
In
correct.
other words, bad procurement again. Kung pinili natin na ihiwalay mo yan at hindi ka pwedeng maglagay ng sistema gusto mo sa weapon system, lamang tayo. Tama po ba yan, Admiral Impedrad?
Yes, Your Honor.
Eh, hindi ginawa. Hindi po ba? Tama po ba yan? Hindi natin ginawa.
Yes, Your Honor.
So ngayon, nung nagbibili na, lumabas bigla, uy, yung procurement nyo kailangan tried and tested. Eh, hindi tried and tested. Bibigyan tayo ng Korea. Ano? Ganyan na lang tayo. Narinig ka ba kanina pa itong kaibigan ko na sinasabi sa amin, eh, paano? Eh, bahala na si Batman. Pagka mali yung binigay sa atin, eh, sorry na lang tayo. Ganun po ba?
No, sir. Because what will be produced...
Meron tayong ban, sasabihin nyo.
No,
Pero
sir,
pag may ban,
it's not, sir.
Pwede ba tayo mag-time out? Sinusugod na tayo. Time out. Kukunin ko muna yung ban ng Korea para mabigyan kami ng tamang weapon system.
The system is tested, sir, because it's installed in the newest frigate of the Korean Navy. So
That's precisely what I'm talking about. Now, kanina sinabi nyo, nagulat ako, may singit sana ako. Sabi nyo, parehas lang yan. Kay Hanwha o yung Norwegian, yung Netherlands, ang epekto niyan, pareho ba? Tama ba yung pagkadinig ko sa inyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
So,
parehas lang, sir. They meet the requirements of the Navy.
Ang kaibahan lang, tried and tested yung isa, pero ang requirement ng Navy gusto niya tried and tested. Yung nga lang, ito, hindi pa tried and tested. Pero, panatag ang kalooban nyo na pag ginamit natin, aayusin yan. Magagamit yan.
They don't have to fix it, Your Honor, because it's already tested. It meets our requirements. It's already installed in the...
It meets your requirement, but obviously a number of naval officers, including a Marine, was answering the DND saying hindi pasado sa amin yan. Nagpapalala lang naman, hindi naman sila insubordinate, nagpapalala lang para hindi mademanda yung mga bata natin na ginagawa yung tungkulin sa baba para hindi mapahamak ang DND, hindi mapahamak yung admirals, hindi mapahamak yung kapitan. Tama po ba yun?
No, Your Honor, because...
hindi tama yun.
Yung sinasabi ko, Your Honor, is na-test na pass na namin yung system na yan during the SOBE and during the PQ. So, kung ang question if does it meet, is it compliant to our requirement? Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we will take your word for it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ganun ang gusto niyo sabihin sa amin.
Yes, sir.
Eh kami, gumagawa kami ng batas eh. Yes. Sabihin na itong mga kasama ko, we will not take your word for it. Gusto namin sigurado.
Your Honor, the members of the technical working group signed the documents that subsystem is
But you have to
compliant to our
admit, merong gulo kayo. Merong hidwaan. Merong ayaw namin yan.
Yes, yes.
Di ba?
Yes.
You're an admiral. You wouldn't have made flag rank if you don't know that your soldiers must have the right equipment para hindi sila ipapahamak. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because kung pumalpak yan, ang una mamamatay, yun nandun sa sailor natin.
Yes,
At kung namatay sila, wala lang magdidepensa sa atin, papasok na dito sa loob natin yan. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, Your Honor.
O yun, kaya kailangan aralin natin yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi I'm sure nabawasan kayo ng book sa kaiisip para gumaling ang Navy, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yan ang gusto natin. Because grass does not grow on a busy street. Di ba? So, gusto ko lang po sabihin sa inyo, ito pa, yung ginagawa sa atin ngayon ng Amerikano, na nawala yung base, talagang hand-me-down na talaga tayo ngayon, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So, madaling sabi po, talagang dapat, ang laki-laki ng pera na natin, ilan pa ang natitira doon sa military procurement natin? Secretary of Defense? May 75 billion pa ba?
Magkano pa natitira pang pera? Ngayon pong taon na to, I think we have 25 billion.
Next year?
Next year, another 25. So, for the next 5 years, we have 125.
And are you aware, and I'm sure you're aware, na nung pinasa namin yung train, and I'm sure my colleagues are aware, nagkaroon ako na amendment, tinitingnan ko Senator Angara, my young confederate here, na sinabi ko, 13% of that train money should go to the military to modernize us because I would like to think that I am doing my duty by preparing our military so that they can protect us adequately. Is that correct, sir? Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree, sir. And we welcome those, if you can provide more money, sir, we
And
welcome
you know
that.
that when I threatened to filibuster, tumawag mismo si President Duterte, hindi ko naman hinihingi, tumawag siya at sabi niya, he's assuring us na mangyayari yan, na mapupunta yung perang yan sa military para ma-modernize natin.
That will be very, very good, Your Honor. Kung
But you're the Secretary of Defense, you should follow it up.
Yes,
Di
sir.
ba?
Yes, sir.
So in other words, we are all
Senator
agreed.
Gordon, excuse me, sir. May we request for...
I will wrap up.
We're winding up because our 3 more senators.
Yes, I know. You all have to do is tell me I'm done. I'm done then. I followed the orders of my colonel here, or my general Hunasan. So I'm done. Thank you very much. I will have more questions later on. I hope that was helpful to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Senator Gordon. The chair recognizes Senator Gatchalian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa lahat. Actually, hindi ho kami madalas magkita ho ni Secretary Bongo. Although madalas ko ho siya nakikita sa TV at kadalasan kasama niya si Presidente. In fact, every time nakikita ko si Presidente, nakikita ko ho siya. At in fact, if I'm not mistaken, natawag nga ho siyang pambansang photobomber dahil madalas niya ho nakikita si Presidente. Secretary Bong, dahil sa dalas niyo pong nakakasama si Presidente, at narinig ko ho kanina na almost thousands, no? 23,000 in fact of complaints and letters na kukuha nyo. Paano nyo po nasasagot ho lahat ito? No? Dahil sa dami po at yung oras nyo po nakatutok po sa pangangailangan ng ating Pangulo, paano nyo po nasasagot tong mga complaints na ito?
Sa abot po ng aking makakawa at ng mga staff namin sa opisina, sinisikap po naming tugunan po ito. Lahat kung maaari makatulong tayo. Trabaho po namin yon na matugunan lahat.
Secretary, if I'm not mistaken, no, I saw kanina may finlash yatang table of organization. And if I'm not mistaken, yung mga taong assigned to support you is the PMS group. Is that correct po?
Separate office po yun, pero meron lang po akong supervision sa kanila. So sila po yung may manpower or maraming staff. Sila po ang tumutulong sa opisina namin.
Yung PMS po ang nakatutok dito sa mga pagsasagot ng complaints and letters.
Meron rin po sa OSAP, yung sa opisina ko, na maliit lang po ang staffing namin. And pwede
Andrahan, bakit hindi yan ipinaalam sa Philippine Navy o kaya sa Armed Forces of the Philippines? Sabi naman ni Han, hindi sila na impormahan sa kaso at hindi rin nila obligasyong ipaalam ito sa Philippine government. Sabi kanina ni Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, tuloy ang proyekto at nung nalaman nila ay naiselyo na, ang tungkol sa kasong yan ay naiselyo na yung kontrata sa HHI. Si Secretary Bongo kanina, sinabi niya sa mga kritiko ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na wag naman silang maging atat. Tiyak daw na babalik sila ng Davao pagdating ng 2022. Yan ay pagtatapos ng termino ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Paulit-ulit niyang sinabi sa pagdinig na talagang wala siyang alam, hindi siya nakialam. At kanina hinamon niya pa yung mga resource person, yung mga opisyal ng Philippine Navy na sabihin kung meron siyang taga-Navy o AFP na tinawagan, kinausap kung ng pressure man siya. Pero lahat sa kanila ay walang sumagot. Sabi ni Bongo patunay yan na wala siyang kinakausap at hindi siya kumikilos para nga mang-impluensya dito sa paghanap ng supplier ng combat management system ng warship na bibilhin ng Philippine Navy. Sinasabi pa ni Bongo kanina na fake news yung inilabas na report ng ilang pahayagan na siya ay nagbibigay ng mali siya laban sa kanya para i-involve nga siya dyan sa kaso ng pagbili ng warship para sa Philippine Navy. Sa pagdinig kanina, sinabi naman ni Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana na yun nga, hindi nakialam si Secretary Bongo at yung white paper na ayon sa artikulang lumabas ay galing kay Lorenzana, ibinigay niya sa Philippine Navy leadership, ay galing kay Bongo. Sabi ni Lorenzana, hindi totoo yun. Inassume niya lang yun dahil yun ay isa sa mga dokumento na galing nga sa Malacanang. Sabi din ni Bongo kanina, libu-libong text message, libu-libong request, libu-libong mga dokumento yung natatanggap ng kanyang tanggapan. At lahat yun ay sinisikap nila na tugunan. Nagbigay din siya ng paalala sa lahat ng gumagamit ng pangalan niya o kaya ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na agad i-reject o wag pagbigyan yung transaction. Si dating Navy Chief, Vice Admiral Roland Joseph Mercado, sinabi na ipinagmalaki niya kanina yung kanyang track record na wala siyang maling ginawa at ikinasorpresa ang pagsibak sa kanya noong December. Hindi daw siya nagtutol dun sa napiling contractor para mag-supply ng SMS ng warship. At kanina sinabi niya na, pero maging siya sinasabi niya na wala ding naging pakikipag-usap sa kanya si Bongo patungkol nga dito sa frigate. So, yan po yung naging mga impormasyong lumabas sa pagdinig na isinagawa ngayon ng Senado. Kasama mo sa Senado, Radyoman Grace Mariano ng Dzxl 558, Tatak, Arimen.
Maraming salamat, Radyoman Grace Mariano. Samantala mga kasama, diretso po tayo sa iba pang may init na balita ngayong hapon.
Dzxl News Break.
Planong revolutionary government ng taga-suporta ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte nakakabahala ayon sa isang dating senador. Kasama natin sa balita, Radyoman Silvestre Labay.
Dzxl Report.
Naniniwala si dating Senador Rodolfo Portuaso na nakababahala ang plano ng mga taga-suporta ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na revolutionary government o Red Club. Sa ginanap na forum sa Manila Hotel, sinabi ni Portuaso na dapat mapreserba at ipagtanggol ang ating konstitusyon dahil ang papel ng mga pulis at military ay protektahan ang ating saligang patiwas. Paliwanag po ng dating Senador na kinausap din ang nito ang mga PNA sa Baguio City nang siyang pumunta roon at ipinalanan na ang kanilang duty o trabaho ay ipagtanggol at protektahan ang konstitusyon at huwag makisawsaw sa mga politiko. Dito ba Biason, pwede naman naman palitan ng saligang batas pero dapat umanong dumaan sa tamang proseso. Kasama mo sa Maynila, Radyoman Silvestre Labay ng Dzxl 558, Tatak, Arimen.
Maraming salamat, Silvestre Labay. Samantala, DOH pinag-aaralan ng pagsasampa ng civil case sa Sanofi Pasteur dahil sa pagmamatigas nitong hindi magbigay ng refund sa mga gamit na Dengvaxia vaccine. Kasama natin sa balita, Radyoman Raquel Bayan.
Dzxl Report.
Radyoman Jane, taliwas na sa rason ng Sanofi Pasteur na hindi naman daw nila ipinangako ang 100% na effectivity ng Dengvaxia vaccine kaya hindi nila ibabalik ang ibinayad ng Department of Health. Nilinaw ngayon ni Health Undersecretary Enrique Domingo na hindi ito ang dahilan kung bakit humihingi sila ng refund sa Sanofi. Ayon kay Yusek Domingo, kaya sila humingi ng refund ay dahil bago pa iturok ang mga bakuna sa mga bata, hindi naman daw sinabi ng Sanofi na hindi pala compatible ang mga bakuna sa mga seronegative na mga bata o yung mga hindi pa nagkakadengge. Ayon kay Domingo, hindi kinatuwa ng DOH ang pagmamatigas na ito ng Sanofi, kaya pinag-aaralan na niya ng kanilang legal team na sampahan ito ng kasong civil. Kasama mo sa Maynila, Radyoman sa Kalbayan ng Dzxl 558 at Arimen.
At yan ang mga balita sa oras na ito. Ako inyong Radyoman Jane Martin ng Dzxl 558 at RM.